So including the garage, how long have you been lifting with Lighthouse?
So that would be a year in the beginning of February. So
Oh, really?
maybe January 31st.
Huh. The app, we must have set up an account before we started then. We started in February?
Everybody all together started in February, and I started like January 31st or January 20, like the end of January maybe.
Oh, okay, because yeah, I must have sent everyone the links first because the app said you and Sabbath already hit a year.
Okay.
So like today, basically.
Oh, okay.
More or less, right?
Yeah,
You said
it would be
February?
today,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
beginning of February.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What workouts were you doing before you started lifting?
I was playing tennis, swimming, randomly doing things at the gym, running, and then hanging out with you guys,
Yeah.
doing some CrossFit-y kind of stuff.
I know you were kind of just starting up again, but can you compare the two? Like when we were doing CrossFit style stuff outside and then, now lifting, like what you think of the workouts, yourself?
Yeah. I like this style better. I think as I get older too, I just had a birthday, on my joints and everything, I think this is much easier. I feel like it's a little safer in terms of like not slamming my leg on a box jump, missing, things like that, just my own fault kind of stuff. But I know what to expect. I like it because it's structured, and I know like what we're doing Monday, Wednesday, or Friday or Saturday, whichever day I come. So I like to, and then tracking the data to know kind of where I was and where I'm headed. Setting the goals, I think, is really important, and being able to look back and celebrate,
Yeah,
that has been a cool.
always one of my issues with CrossFit, even like the benchmark stuff. You're almost never doing it the same way, the same time, the time after. Like someone might pick up a different ball. They might pick up, they might turn the box up a little higher. You might run a different route. It was so confusing sometimes. But what about progress though? Like what kind of results did you get from our like CrossFit style stuff and then now weightlifting? Like did you do that long enough with us to notice a difference?
I think so, because I feel like it was a year. It was like March to,
Outside stuff.
outside.
Yeah.
It was pretty long, and I was 10 months postpartum with Zoe, so I was working on losing that weight and doing, looking different in my body. I think the results are better, and it's less time that I have to spend. So instead of doing 5 or 6 days flying around trying to get rid of calories and do something to really sweat, I can do 3 days a week consistently. Sometimes I might do something else, but it's rare. My time is limited. So I think that I can see better results in 3 days, 3 hours a week, than 5 or 6 days, 5 or 6 hours a week.
That's a keeper right there. That was actually the next question, and
Okay.
you answered it already. And you kind of answered both of these questions. You're not doing much else outside of this.
I'm trying to walk. I walked last night,
Yeah.
but other than that, we played tennis on Saturday, which was fun.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
I can do fun
how
things.
did that go? Because you have your like comparison timeline from, the past till now. How
It was
did you
good.
break the strings on the racket or not yet?
I'm getting better with my backhand, which is always my struggle, and I'm getting to everything. So instead of like not getting there because I'm slow, or I can't, have the strength to, for my forehand to get the ball over the net, it's like Justin's like, whoa, that was a really good shot. So I'll get more by him than I normally can.
So like,
So
is this a correct answer? Without cardio training specifically, you have more speed?
yeah, I do actually. Surprisingly,
Well,
was
not surprisingly to me.
To me,
Yeah,
someone that
yeah,
doesn't
yeah, yeah.
understand, hasn't like trained in this all my
Right.
whole life.
No, strength
So I love it.
covers that
It
basis.
transfers,
Awesome.
really well.
So the goal is to beat him,
yes.
and then maybe we'll let him train against someone. Okay, besides making this a regular part of your life, what other habits have you changed maybe as a result of this? I know we're in the little challenge thing right now, but was that detailed
there's some
enough?
things.
Okay.
Well, in the beginning of the 90-day trial, we did like upping my hydration, so water to like 84 ounces instead of 64. So now I have a giant gallon one, but I probably do like 90 some ounces now, or in
Yeah.
the 80, 90 range consistently. And I feel well. I don't have like headaches or any of that stuff. And
You were having a lot of headaches with less water?
yeah, sometimes I would just be like, oh, why does my head hurt, or sinus things. It also has, doing this has, not that I drink a lot of alcohol, but sometimes I'll want like a glass of wine or whatever. I don't have like desire for alcohol anymore, really.
Interesting.
Which is awesome because it's not something that I want to like ever have control over. You know, I don't want to have that to relax or
Yeah.
whatever. So, and I don't think there's, you know, people who drink alcohol, it's fine.
Yeah,
But I think it's, your body is better and you can train better without it. So there's just, no, I don't need it, which is cool. Drink my water instead, and my seltzer waters. And then, trying to think what else. Sleep. So in order to get up at 5 a.m., I have to go to bed earlier. That's like necessary. And so like making sure that I'm getting the proper amount of sleep has been a big piece, because I'm all about like sleep, nutrition, exercise, for full body like wellness. And so that has been, if your schedule is that way, it forces you to.
Yeah.
So, and just being consistent. Like I don't want to miss, and even if I'm sick, I'm like, should I go? Should I not? But sometimes I feel better if I like, I'm a little like sinusy, and then I move around and jump around a little bit, and then I'm like, oh, now I'm good.
Right.
It's like a hard start, but then I'm good for the day. So otherwise I'd be like, I'll just lay in my bed longer. Well,
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
that helps you. Sometimes there's a need,
Yeah.
but sometimes you're just doing too much of that.
Has
So,
sleep changed at all since
it's
starting this?
improved because my child is older. My youngest is,
That's
so
the
I
main
don't.
factor?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is, but it's also created a situation where I'll make sure that I go to sleep on time, because I have to get up at like 4:35 to go to the 5 a.m. class. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I will say mental health too. I'll add that too. Just have a lot of things that are not great that were going on in my life, and that, grief, different things, which I think I mentioned last time too. So still experiencing with different people, the friend that passed away and everything. So having to go through that, even though I didn't want to do hard stuff in that, when I'm sad, it's hard for me to do hard stuff. If I'm mad, I can do hard stuff.
You mean hard stuff in here?
To transfer that, right? So if I'm mad, I'm like, I can just like push harder in the gym, but if I'm sad, it's harder for me to push.
Yeah.
But everyone was really supportive and like talk about if she wants to or not.
Yeah.
And so therefore I was able to just keep coming, and I knew like you guys
Right.
wouldn't push me on it, but if I wanted to say something,
Yeah, even if your numbers
You
don't
would-
go up in that situation.
yeah, I was just
Yeah.
still here, still consistent doing it.
Right.
And when I wanted to lay in my bed. So there's
Yeah,
that. So
yeah.
I think the mental health piece is a huge plus. And for regular stress of like kids and working, and it's just something that's necessary, and I think you don't need.
No, that's the best part about getting results in 3 days a week. Like most everyone can find 3 hours. Yeah, I mean, maybe with more classes available, but
Yeah.
it's not that hard to give yourself 3 hours. Yeah.